And welcome back, surf fans, to the inaugural edition of the EpicTV Surf Report's Tweets of the Week. If you're just joining us, please refer back to the Tweets of the Week Part 1 of this dual episode inaugural edition to bring yourself up to speed. Thank you for your understanding. Now, where was I? Oh yes! Although well into late spring, raindrops were pattering down on dirty Cornish pavement. Somewhere a far cry from Buckingham Palace, a rather talented shutterbug and one of this sport's driest wits sent tweets sailing into cyberspace while slaving away in the office of Britain's premier surf publication Carve, while wishing he was on vacation in a warm place with quality waves and ice-cold beer. Mags on deadline, it's winter, surf shite. Adds whiskey to coffee so strong that the spoon doesn't sink. Just another member of the surf media living the dream, eh, Sharpie? Meanwhile, in the Surf Europe offices in Biarritz, on one of the few days in May that aren't a public holiday in France, but which happened to be one in the UK, multiple nationality disorder had taken over, and the lone Australian on staff managed to convince everyone to get on the piss, apparently well before noon, in a seedy dive bar down by the port in Cap-Breton. Today's a holiday in Albion, but not in Gaul, which is conflicting. A reasonable compromise is Belgium, hashtag breakfast of champions. Speaking of being intoxicated on the job, that rascally rabbit, Blasphemy Rotmouth, found proof in this tweet from the brother of a certain 11-time world champ that sobriety doesn't equal intelligence or coherent discourse in Twitter format or otherwise. Again, an actual tweet by a real person alleged to be sober. Retweet at Robstercraw. Drug addicts lose in our sport. Sean, an addict, ADDICT, is someone who ruins their life and the lives of others by abusing drugs and alcohol, like the 3-time world champ looking over my shoulder there. Rest in peace, Andy. And an attic is apparently where you hid your dictionary to get out of doing your homework for English class in high school. Speaking of people whose idea of being green isn't quite the same as the mainstream, Chris Ward's daughter Malia tweets, "Follow my dad and the crazy shenanigans that go on in his life at Psycho Ward." And while we're on the topic of people who like a good party, take a look at this tweet from Andrew Cotton. "This guy's come straight from the 80s party in town last night and still going strong. Hashtag retro, hashtag surf, hashtag Devon." Last weekend was Memorial Day in the States. It's a national holiday and a solemn day of remembrance for those who've fallen in duty fighting to defend their country. Leave it to the guys at Transworld Surf to turn it into a crass promotional tool. But even worse, they want everyone to do just like this clueless blonde bimbo who's apparently about to go plop into the frigid waters of the Pacific Ocean in California in springtime without a wetsuit just before dark in windy onshore slop. That's so wrong, I don't even know where to start. Happy Memorial Day weekend from the crew at Transworld Surf Model Search. Someone not feeling much love shortly after the end of the hashtag Billabong Rio Pro was Surfline writer Matt Pruitt, who penned an incendiary article about the event and the always delicate subject of prejudice towards Brazilian surfers in this sport generally considered to have been invented by Polynesians, but dominated in recent years by a highly biased Anglo-Saxon majority. It caused such an uproar in the comments section that Surfline quickly removed it from the site. However, anonymous internet commenter Surf Media Truths dug it out of the rubble of the World Wide Web's virtual trash can and posted the link for all to inspect at their leisure. If anyone wants to read what Matt Pruitt published and then deleted from Surfline, you can find it here at someimage.com. In place of Matt's opinion piece, they left a message to check back soon for the latest edition of the Power Rankings, which led Hamon Bagel to comment, "Cannot wait to read the new Surfline Power Rankings. Just kidding, I'm gonna go caulk my bathtub." Meanwhile, back in the Queen's country, Sharpie was finally letting his hair down. Deadline week done. Lights cigar, puts feet up. And finally, our laird and savior of surfing, that's right, Mr. Hamilton himself, or at least a very eager intern on his communications team, tweeted, "Buy one, get one free hat deal. The classic flex fit Blame Laird in black and brown." That's right, toe surfing, stand-up paddleboarding, and pretty much everything else that's wrong with this sport, except the ASP of course, is all Laird's fault. Blame it on him. Put your money in his pocket while you can. His wife Gabby needs to get her nails done. Just do it! Well, that's it for this week. Let us know if you like the show via Twitter, of course, at WatchEpicTV or at EpicTV Surf. And if you insist, you can also leave us a message the old-fashioned way on our Facebook page at EpicTV Adventure. Love it or leave it. Thanks for tuning in. And until next time, don't forget to get wet.